Joining us now, she's in her beginning her 35th season at Missouri State, one of the legends in the sport, of course, fresh off an NCAA tournament bid after winning the Missouri Valley Championship. We speak of Holly Hesse joining us here in the Circle. Coach, 35th season. Does it seem like it's gone by that quick or long? Or how does you feel when I say that 35th season?
Seems like it was just yesterday, Eric, I took this job. It's just flies by and every year goes by faster and faster. And yeah, I don't know how it got to be year 35 so quickly, but I'm happy to still be here.
Yeah, and you're now you're one of the vets in the league. Obviously, there's been some changes over the league, some big news. Obviously, with Melinda Fisher retiring at Illinois State recently. Ironically, you were the last coach to face her in the Missouri Valley tournament. What was your reaction? Let me just start with that. When you heard about Coach Fisher deciding to retire.
Well, yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed competing against Melinda all these years. 34 seasons we've competed against each other, and for some reason somebody took a picture of us at home plate on that final meeting at the conference tournament, and I sent that to her when she announced her retirement. That that was a special moment for me to have that moment with her. And certainly one of the great legends and pioneers in our conference and across all of softball. So, and I am super excited that Tina Kramus is taking over. Tina, as you may or may not know, actually played here at Missouri State. She was one of the best, one of the first really good players I recruited. And she graduated in 95, which was right before our 96, 97, 98 run. So she wasn't part of that, but she certainly set the standards and set the tone for those championship seasons. So I'm excited that Tina's taking over for Melinda, and just wish Melinda well in retirement. She has certainly given her time to the sport.
Yeah, as it turns out, last season was kind of historic for the league with Coach Fisher and, of course, Coach Blaylock at Southern Illinois also kind of stepping away there as well. But you're not. Happy to report you signed an extension after making the tournament and all that. What keeps you going? What drives you to keep going?
Well, coaching Missouri State softball is still my passion, still my purpose. I still get fired up every day I walk through the doors of Hammond Student Center and into my office. And I just love being part of a team. I love being teaching. I still love developing student athletes on all levels, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the moral, the social. And I love to compete and win. And those things keep driving me. I did have a long time assistant, Sue Frederick, retired this summer. Sue's a little bit younger than Beth and I are, and she has parents that she really wants to spend some time with in their golden years. She has nieces and nephews still in high school and college sports she wants to watch. So a change in our staff as well. And we're very, very fortunate that Casey Griffith came over formerly at Drake for an assistant coach there for 10 years. So she's been in the Valley, aspires to be a head coach. So, I really look forward to mentoring her for the next couple of years and hope that eventually she will take over our program. So love her, she's about 20 years younger than us. So some new energy and some new passion. And she has just been a great fit for us.
Have you had time? Did you reflect on last season, winning the Missouri Valley Tournament Championship, beating Northern Iowa, then going to Columbia and eliminating Illinois and really pushing Missouri to the limit twice in that region? When you reflect back on last season, what comes to your mind?
Well, it's just those seasons are rare and often far between. And it had been 11 years since we'd been to the NCAA regionals. And I felt from the get-go that last year's team was a team that had all the talent and all the training and all the experience needed to go there and be successful. And, I put together a really, really tough preseason for them, in which we went 2-9, and I said, "Hey, this is going to pay off for us. It's gonna pay off for us. So just be patient." And it did. It did. We were well prepared for the tournament. We were well prepared for the NCAAs. I was so proud of what we did. at the regional in terms of our 3 games there. And yeah, just one of those special seasons that just will always stay with me.
Obviously, you're starting fall ball. The big question everybody's going to ask you about, I'll be the first to ask you, is your pitching staff. Obviously, you lose a great one in the reigning MVC Pitcher of the Year in Dickerson. First, what legacy did she leave for your program? And then, obviously, how does the pitching staff look now after her graduation?
Yeah, Steph was just really developed into one of the top D1 pitchers, especially, in the Valley for sure. And I think across the nation, she went up against some of the toughest teams out there, including Oklahoma and Texas A&M and Arizona State. And she kept us in games and battled, and actually had a shutout against Arizona State last year, which I think was 2 or 3 in terms of offensive output last year. So yeah, Steph just really left a huge footprint on our program. 20-game winner, 2 out of her 4 seasons. And yeah, I just said this to Megan, in athletics communication, we are replacing Steph, Steff, with a staff, Staff, this year. We have 6 pitchers, 4 which are returning, but they've sat behind Steph and then Madison Hunsaker for several years, so we don't have a lot of experience pitching returning. But the 6 that we have, 2 new ones along with 4 returners, really excited about. They've been working hard to develop and be ready for their time to shine. And what I've seen early in fall ball, I'm really, really excited about what they can do. They pitched 24 innings over the weekend and didn't give up a run. So we're not that we're out there playing D1 every weekend here, but for early in the fall, I'm really pleased with what I'm seeing.
Who are your leaders on your team? Has that been identified, or is that too early still?
Well, we have 2 fifth-year seniors, so 2 super seniors, and Olivia Crabill at third base. She started at Central Missouri, then transferred here, and then we had a COVID year. So this is year 5 for her, and her 3rd year with us. She's been an all-region player, a 2-time all-conference player, plays third base, hits 3 or 4 in our lineup. Has just been an offensive leader for us. Hit believe the 2-run homer to beat Illinois in the NCAA tournament. So she's definitely a leader for us. And then Alex Bose is our other super senior. And Alex has been behind the plate for us for a long time now. And just those 2 are really the ones who understand what it takes to be successful at this level and are leading and driving the team.
And it's important to the pitching staff for Alex. She's obviously on the defensive team, maybe the best catcher in the league, one of the best catchers in the country. How important is that going to be, especially this year, as you mentioned, with the pitching staff? The catcher also is a big part of that success of the pitching staff.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have another returning catcher in Tess Weekly. She's a senior, and she's a great, outstanding catcher. And then a freshman catcher, and Alex has really taken the freshman under her wing and helping her develop. But yeah, Alex is, works with all 6 pitchers, catches all 6 pitchers, really knows and understands what we want to do in the 8-foot circle, and really is the heartbeat of our program right now.
How you feel about your offense going into this season? Who are some of the players you're going to depend on from the returners, as well as maybe some new faces?
Yeah, returning wise, Olivia Crabill and Alex Bose, they are leading home run hitters or power hitters. Alex last year, we beat Wichita State, which, it's really hard to beat Wichita State with as many runs as they can score. But Alex hit 3 home runs against them. And so she is certainly a consistent power hitter in our lineup, as is Olivia Crabill. Mackenzie Vaughn last year, she was a freshman. She started out really strong, had a hamstring injury for us, didn't play the last 19 games, but had hit several home runs early in the year. She will be a strong power hitting pitcher, first baseman for us as well. So those are the 3 that I, off the top of my head, I know that we can count on to provide some offensive punch for us. We have some sophomore players, freshman players with a lot of speed. Abby Ford, a new player who played at Kickapoo High School here. Abby played at Ozark, and she can get from home to first in 2.5. So she's going to add some speed for us. And yeah, we will be doing the outfield somewhat. Infield, we'll have a new shortstop. That'll be different for us. But a lot of really good pieces from last year still back.
Pieces, and of course having that experience too of winning that tournament championship, getting to the tournament, I would imagine that brings hunger and extra motivate to the veterans coming back too, that hey, we got a taste of it. And like I said, you were right there in that regional. A play here or there, you could have won that regional.
Right. Yeah. That's exciting, and they want to have that experience, and they want the new players to have that experience, and they're looking forward to getting those rings in October. And so yeah, it's exciting coming off that year. And I told him at one of our first meetings, I'm so excited about this year. I'm so excited about this team. And it's not about what we did last year, but it's about what we're going to do this year. And I think we have every chance to build on what we did.
The Missouri Valley, we're going to spend a lot of time on this show on the Missouri Valley here over the next few months, because I think it's one of the great, interesting, fascinating stories of 2023 coming up, because it's a bigger league now. This is, you got Belmont coming into the league, Murray State, which is an NCAA tournament team after they won the Ohio Valley last year, great program. UIC is coming to the program. I mean, this was a league that's been a multiple bid league over the last few years, and now you're adding these programs. What's your reaction as somebody who's been in the league to these new additions and what that means for the league?
Yeah, we played Murray State a couple years ago at Oklahoma State. We run ruled them, they run ruled us. So I know that they're a really good program, did very well in the Ohio Valley. Belmont's another team that did very well, has an RPI under 100. So we've added 2 teams with RPIs under 100 last year that will just make the league stronger and better. I think UIC is a little bit down, but it's going to be exciting to be a 12-team league. I was kind of happy that maybe we'd get out of having to go to Chicago, but looks like we still have to go to Chicago. But that's all right. So, it'll be different. There are 2 teams that you don't play now. We do not play Bradley next year. We do not play Northern Iowa next year. So, that'll be different, but we're taking all 12 teams to the conference tournament. So that'll be good. And we're going to a Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule as opposed to getting away from the doubleheaders on Saturday. So that'll be different as well. We just thought that it was a good time to make that move, as many conferences are across the country. And so I'm looking forward to that. I know yesterday we played a 10 inning game yesterday, and I'm like, God, I can't even take 10 innings anymore, let alone 14. So I'm looking forward to those single games on Friday, Saturday, Sunday when we get to league play.
That's incredible. First of all, you're perfect for the podcast. You stole my thunder and the questions I was going to ask and on the scheduling. So that's pretty fascinating, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and taking everybody in the conference tournament, because I've watched your conference tournament. It's one of the most exciting, intense conference tournaments. How do you think now having everybody coming will change the tournament, outlook from that standpoint? And I would imagine part of the reason is you all feel this will help increase the chances of getting multiple bids into the NCAA.
Yeah, we hope so. And, do you really have a true champion when you don't play 2 teams? So I think that was a big push of why we wanted all 12 to be there. The top 4 will get a bye, which I think is great. And then, we'll start out with the other 8 playing each other. So I think it'll be exciting to see. Southern Illinois is hosting it this year. I think it'll be a great format. It'll add a day to our tournament, but that's okay. And it'll be exciting, I think.
And you'll still continue to rotate who hosts? Is that still going to be the moving forward?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Those teams that are, have the facility to host will continue to rotate where it is. Yes.
Let's talk about what got you interested in getting involved in softball and eventually coaching. What was it?
Well, I had a great college experience. I said, I often say I went to college at 18 and I never left. I've been on a college campus since I was 18. I played at Creighton University under Hall of Fame coach now, Mary Higgins. Had a great experience at Creighton. I just loved everything about playing college softball. Really, felt strongly about what I learned under Mary, both how I grew as a player and how I grew as a coach. And just like this is the environment I want to work in. This is where I want to spend my time and my energy. And, I have loved every minute of coaching. I'm pretty sure there will never come a time that I don't want to be the head coach at Missouri State. But there will come a time when, it will just be time for me to step aside and let somebody else take it over. I just love, again, my highest purpose and passion for coaching is developing student athletes and helping young women learn, grow, and develop and build their confidence and their teamwork skills and their leadership skills and doing it through the sport of softball, which I totally love. I was on a panel the other day. Somebody said, what would make you leave coaching? And I said, really, the only time I ever think about what else could I possibly do with my life is on game day in February, when it's about 43 degrees out. That's about the only thing I don't like about coaching. So it's just my passion and my purpose in life. And I truly have been very blessed to spend all of my working career here at Missouri State.
What was it about Missouri State that drew you there and has kept you there? Because I'm sure you've gotten offers over the years about other places, but you've always stayed. What was it that drew you there and has kept you there?
Well, when I came here in the fall of 1988, Mary Jo Nguyen was the women's athletics director. And Mary Jo Nguyen, she has since passed away, but she, again, was one of those great pioneers of Title IX, way ahead of their time. Missouri State had won a national championship in 1974 in softball in the AIAW days. I mean, just ahead of the curve in terms of where women's athletics was and where she saw and had the vision for where she wanted it to go. Truly blessed to work with, under Mary Jo for 10 years before she retired in 1998. So that was a big part of it, just being under her leadership and her mentorship for those first 10 years. And then, I just, while I've been here 35 years, I've only been under Mary Jo and then two other athletic directors, Bill Rowe, who was here for 41 years as athletics director, and now Kyle Motes, who's in year like 15. So, it's nice that I'm at a place where there's consistency in the leadership. Things aren't always changing. I kind of know what to expect. My bosses have always just trusted me to take care of the program and do it my way without really very little involvement on their part. I love the size of Springfield. I love the size of Missouri State. I went to a small school in Creighton, but a very large city in Omaha. So I've lived that experience. Did my graduate work at a very large school at UMass in a very small town at Amherst. And so I've had that experience. So this to me has been the perfect place, a medium-sized university in a medium-sized city. So many people come here and just stay. Our baseball coach, Keith Gutton, as I don't think he'll ever leave. He's in year 41, people just come here and stay because they love it. And it's the people and the place that make it special.
Do you have a favorite moment, favorite game or season that jumps out at you from your career? I mean, you've had a lot of success, so I know that's a hard question, but was there a moment or two that kind of stands out that you're like, yeah, this is what it's all about?
Well, I'll tell you, in 34 tournament championships, my parents have only come to 3. And my father passed away. He had come to 2, and we won both of them that he was at. And my mother has come to 3, including this last one. I flew her down. She just turned 92 last week. She had been in the hospital. She was sick, but I flew her down. I said, Mom, when you come to the tournament, we've won it. So I need you to come. I need you to get down here for the tournament. And, the fact that all 3 of those that my parents were at have been championship tournaments, those were special just because, I celebrated them with my dad, the first 2, and then my mom again this year. So those are special times for me.
Wow, that's pretty special there. That's pretty amazing there. You're right. Get that ticket for her. Get her. Get you got her
Yeah,
on. You get in the trip, right?
that's what athletic director Kyle says. Why aren't you getting her to more tournaments? If you win every time she's there, why aren't you getting her to more tournaments?
Yeah. What happened to the other years? It's just now, live and learn. Live and learn. I guess is what you could do there. Who were some people that you looked up to as you were getting into coaching and you were taking over this program? Did you seek advice from other coaches in the sport?
Well, again, I was very fortunate that I played under Mary Higgins, and then I went back and I coached under Mary for 2 years, right prior to taking this job. So I had 6 years under Mary, and she was a big influence on my coaching career. When I did my graduate work at the University of Massachusetts, I was under Elaine Sortino, and Elaine too is an NFCA Hall of Famer who won over 1,000 games, has since passed away. But so fortunate to and blessed to spend all those years under their mentorship. So those were two big ones for me. And then just getting in the Missouri Valley, Kay Bruckelsbauer just passed away recently. She had been in the league for over 30 years, and she was somebody that I really respected and really wanted to model my program after. Her and Melinda, both just outstanding coaches, outstanding people. So blessed that I've had a lot of time around those two as well.
What's been your thoughts on how the sport has exploded in interest, popularity? What's been your thoughts as, like I said, even your games, like I said, I was able to watch your games now in conference tournament games on, ESPN Plus, for example, and things like that. How is that? How have you seen the sport change in that regard?
Yeah, it's awesome that you can turn on TV and find, 30, 40, 50 games to choose from. That's awesome. Because our game is so exciting. It's so fast paced. It's the talent level is so high, and the athletes are so athletic, and it's just exciting. And I'm so happy that we're getting the media attention that we deserve. And how it's changed my life. My mother can now, she lives up in Northeast Iowa, so she can watch the games on ESPN. She said that I will have to stay in coaching as long as she can watch games. So that's how it's impacting my life.
Is she being critical though of your decisions though? Is that the negative there of we're watching now every game?
No, she's usually pretty supportive
Okay.
and positive about. But yeah, if something goes wrong, that it won't be hello, how you doing? It'll be like, hey, what happened on that play when that happened? Like, yeah. So no, it's great, and coaches are making a whole lot more money now, which is certainly well deserved as well, and having contracts, and it's time. Softball deserves the kind of attention and the kind of rewards that the coaches are getting now. It deserves all of that.
Last thing before I let you go, you've been so kind here. What's going to be the keys for this team as you go through the rest of fall ball? And then before you know it, February will come around. What are some of the keys for this team to accomplish your internal goals?
Well, I think this team learned a lot from last year's team and what it takes in terms of focus, hard work, attitude, team togetherness and unity. All of those things are carrying over, I think, from last year. We've laid a great foundation. It really is just working hard every day to just get better. I mean, that's what you got to do. No matter where you start, no matter where you are, you just got to work hard every single day to get better and keep fighting and keep grinding. And good things are going to happen if you do that. So, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Well, Coach, it's been an honor to have you on the show. Like I said, we've been fans of the league and fans of your program, both covering it and watching from afar. And I know in talking to other coaches in the league, they're big fans of yours. So they kept they kept bringing you up. Or like, you got to get her on the show. We're glad to make it work. Congrats so far on the great success you've had, and good luck this season. And thanks for coming on our show.
You bet, Eric. Thanks for having me so much. I appreciate it.